Alright guys, very happy day. I have been hanging for this. Like this, as you guys know, this Jag's going to be my daily, and it's been a long drawn out, hear that? Yeah, so okay, gearbox is in. So we've put a converter in at this time. It's about a 28 converter, or 2800 converter. I've put my shifter in, but obviously this is first test drive. We haven't even driven it yet. I've just turned up. So B&M shifter's in now. I've still got to put all the console back together, but yeah, so we had a turbo 350 in it, which is a 3-speed automatic. We've put a turbo 700 in, a cable one, which is a 4-speed automatic that is usable for carbureted cars. So a 4L60, but without the E. The E means electronic, which means fuel injection. You can use a 4L60E with an additional box to delete the, so the gearbox talks to itself and doesn't need the EFI system off the car. We'll do one of them down the track and we'll go into more depth with that. Leith has put in a, as you saw, the converter lockup up top, so that way when you're driving along in top gear, it locks it like it's just in 5th gear, no slip from the converter, which should help with fuel economy and stuff. But yeah, so do you want to start her up, man? Yeah. Alright, let's start this beast up. So the new exhaust system's on it now, so we've got a 2.5-inch exhaust system all the way through. We put these rolled tip ends on the end, which look pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with them. Just enough, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, let's see what this is going to do. Righto, so first drive, we're just going to go up the road and back. Captain's driving because I feel bad because he does all the hard work and I just turn up to drive the stuff, so fair's fair, isn't it? Alright, let's see. So far so good. Didn't want to shift then, did it?
I didn't go on the top. I might have kicked down too tight.
It went first to second alright, it could be low on fluid.
No, it's not. Checked it a couple of times, so it's
Right, we think the kick down could be a little bit too tight, which is not allowing it to go yeah, second to third, but shifter seems to be phased in well, which is good. We went through that yesterday. That the hubcap just come on. It shifted then. It's quite smooth. It's actually quite nice.
We need to go up the road further.
Yeah. Righto. Well, that's a good first drive. We're going to go through this and iron out some bugs, and then take you for a good rip. Happy doesn't even begin to describe how I am. Like, this thing is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy. It's filthy at the moment, but I don't care. She's just a beast. I'm just, yeah. The exhaust that's gone on, that 2.5-inch exhaust we bought with that other car, doesn't drone. It's super low, lower than what the other one was, and it does, over a real big bump, it might knock just a touch, so we're going to put it back up on the hoist, and slight modification might pull that up, but it doesn't rub on anything. The gearbox shifts real hard first to second, and third to fourth is real smooth. We've got to play around with that lock-up converter piece, but other than that, it's sweet. I'm so happy. This thing is just, yeah, it's getting there. So I'm just looking forward to the trips we'll do with the girls, and yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I'm really, it even makes me even more excited for Red Dog's white one, getting that in and getting him in that with his kids. Just, yeah, this is what the cars are all about. This is what it's about, is finding that one that you love, that drives well, that you're really going to enjoy. And this is me. I'm so happy, guys. Look at that. Sweet. Righto. Let's find our next. Well, this isn't finished, but yeah, let's work out what we're doing next, and yeah, get some of these cars in and through the workshop. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to stop in at Spotlight. Can't really see it. to grab some vinyl and some foam stuff for the center console in the Jag, where the new shifter goes on, because I've cut all the aluminium thing, and I'm thinking about making a timber insert, lining it with a bit of foam, then and wrapping it with the black vinyl look leather to make it into something neat and tidy, you know what I mean? So we're going to go into Spotlight, and it's not somewhere I normally go, but we will have a look together and see what we can find to do some auto trimming. This is the weirdest shop in the world. You walk in, it's just like, yeah, look at all this stuff, and then you realise it's all just crap you don't want. But anyway, let's have a look for this vinyl. Apparently I'm not allowed to film, but see, this here's got like a backing in it. It's pretty good. Whereas I've just bought this stuff that's just normal. Might just go see her. Shh, quiet. Righto, so you got to wonder yourself why you're not allowed to film yourself in there. But anyway, okay, so I ended up with two different sorts of vinyl. So that one there's got a heavier grain in it. That one there's got less of a grain, and then two different thicknesses of felt. When I go through and do the console center, I'll show you why I use the felt, because if it's just the vinyl, it just adds that little bit of texture to it when you put it together, and it hides any imperfections that are underneath in any of the boards and stuff that we want to cover. So yeah, righto. Well, I don't know, that's it. Let's go head back and see what we can sort out. I'm really happy with how this Jag's coming together. We're also going to have a look at the headrest, because the leather in this car is perfect, except for the headrests have gone chalky. So I've got an industrial machine there. Letho's missus is pretty keen to do some trimming, so we're going to get that machine over to her and give her a run to do the headrest. So it should be interesting to see how she goes. I think she'll be more than capable, but I know I'm not. Alright guys, let's keep on moving and see where we end up. So that all cost, it was about 20 bucks each, so a metre of each one was about $20 per thing. One was 17, one was 19, and yeah, but it's stuff I use all the time to cover things. Like, remember we done the parcel shelf and we done that insert in the mini seats. It's good just to have a little bit extra hanging around at the workshop. So yeah, cool. Alright, see you. Alright, last stop for the Jag today. Well, I'm down in Caboolture, so Jaguar. So Jaguar Electrics. We do have one in Kingaroy, and there's a wall of switches. We'll go and see what we can find. I need the switch for the lock-up converter, because we're running that 28 converter in the Jag in top gear. You want to be able to press a button, lock the converter up so it's direct drive, like having a manual. Yeah, so we'll go in, have a look at their wall of switches, and see if we can find something that's pretty tricky. Let's go have a look. Righto, so they've got some good gear here. Right, so you got switches on switches. Alright, so these are the ones I've selected. So that one there's a on and off switch, but it lights up like the ones we put in the blown Jag. A couple of fuse holders. That one there's, so I need a horn button. So that one's just a horn button, but I'm not sure. And then you got, them ones that's got a light in it. So on and off for the lock up. I need something for the forklift that stays on, one with a light. Yeah, so I'll just, this music's going to bugger us up, so I'll just stop this again now. Righto, I've got to be quick because of the music. Look how many good little switches they got, all different stuff. That's like the starter that's on the forklift. Other ones that light up. These ones are waterproof, see? Righto, so the music stops so we can get back into it. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to get one of these switches for the forklift as well, because they're waterproof. It's amazing, the little switches, you can build anything. Battery holders. Got some mad fuse holder ones too.
My brother child swallowed a ball bearing.
Yeah, right. Lots of fuse holders.
Down to the doctor, I said, look, it'll be okay, go pass it, no problem. So then we got home, he said,
alright, so yeah, you can build anything here. These little fuse packs here are good. Look at that. You flick the switch for ignition and there's your starter button. That's probably what I really should get for the forklift, but I need like, see, I've got all these switches too. I need a panel for my air conditioning that says like 3-speed and that. They don't look like they have any of those little decal things. Got to get used to this talking into the camera thing again. I was used to it. Now I feel like a dickhead doing it. But anyway, here's what it is. You guys want to see it? Alright, let's go pay for my handful of goodness. Get back in the truck and play with this Jag tomorrow. Well, yeah, $134.35. But I did buy a set of pretty flash wire strippers, which were 32 bucks. But yeah, just some switches and stuff for that lockout converter. What do you do? But I did buy stuff for the forklift as well. It all adds up, but just build these cars. Like, it's to put that, like we had the Turbo 350 in the Jag, and it was a good box, right? But I wanted to go 4-speed auto. It's cost me 700 bucks for a tail shaft, and $2.5 grand to rebuild the Turbo 700. Didn't even have to buy the box, that's just getting it rebuilt. So just for one extra gear, it's cost me $3 grand probably, but thing drives mint, like it's so nice. But anyway, all right, what do you do? Hope you guys are enjoying the videos again. I am starting to get back in the groove of taking the camera with me, so yeah, make sure you hit that like button and show me that you are enjoying it, and yeah, let's build some cars, eh? Righto, B&M shifter, guys. Love these things. So ratchet shifter, it's in there, nut certs gone in, so it's held in place. Okay. The console on these run ashtrays in here, so I've got more in the back here. This has been half a mission, to be honest, guys, to get this happening. There's my stereo there on the floor, remember? Okay, so they run ashtrays and all sorts of mangy stuff from back in the day. So what I'm doing is got to leave those cutouts there to get around the neutral safety switch and stuff. Then that sits in there. Then that cover there's been cut down so the shifter doesn't sit too high. And then that one there goes on top of there. Okay, so that's like that. There's an insert with that sort of line stuff there that sits on here, just a flat panel, which sits up the console. Now I've just got to work out, see, because I've got two different sorts of vinyl. So that there's got a bit more of a grain in it, and then that one doesn't. But I'm pretty sure I'm going the grain style one because the interior's got a bit more, oh, it's more flat, isn't it? Actually, stop calling me Ashley. Actually, no, I think we're going to go the non-grain one. There you go, I was wrong, lucky I bought both. So we're going to go the non-grained one, and then I bought this underlay, Rebo. Anyone that's old will understand that. So that one's a bit thicker, and that one there's thinner, right? Because if you can see on my parcel shelf, see I've put in that stuff underneath, and it's just nice. It gives it that nice rounded sort of feel to it. Just because if I just stick that straight over the timber, it's just rough, you know. But I'm thinking I'm going to go the thin one, which is that one, because I don't think it needs the extra oomph in there. And then, yeah, just a bit of contact adhesive, so just spray adhesive stuff, which is over here. Yeah, and get that back together. I did buy some, it's here somewhere. But yeah, so I'll show you how it turns out. So that'll get the shifter in and hopefully the stereo today. I've got to go through and run wires because my speakers in the rear doors are in these armrests here, and the front speakers, because back in the day they just chopped holes. I don't know if you guys remember the videos of me making up this section to cover the speakers. There's actually a speaker in behind there, so I've got to pull that apart too. I'm going to put the dash bottom on as well. Let's see, I've done the one on the other side, so there's actually speakers in behind them to hide. I'm not going for sound quality, I'm just going for looking neat and tidy. So yeah, then run wires for them, and I've noticed the window winders from sitting in these are a little bit how you going, so I'm going to put graphite powder, which I thought I had a bottle sitting just there, but graphite powder on all the window regs to make them work better. So I'm going to keep going with this, show you how it ends up, guys. Okay, so what I've gone is gone through and cut me some of the felt. Okay, so the felt goes on there. I haven't wrapped the felt around the corners because I think it'll make it too fat. I enjoy this trimming stuff of making these weird spots that you've modified on these consoles and stuff, and making that parcel shelf and the bits on the Mini we done. I really enjoy making these nice pieces, you know what I mean? Right, so that's going to be there, doesn't loop over. I've cut these pieces here, okay, of the vinyl, because that's the black on the other side, see? So now what I'm going to do is work out how that's going to wrap and cut my corners and stuff to make it so it's going to sit well. And then I'm going to adhesive that to that, that to that, put that on that, and then sit something on it so it all presses together. So my next step is to get these corners cut out so they sit well, and then yeah, and just do that, and then from there we're going to start on the stereo. This thing was a nightmare. It took me nearly a day to work out the rat's nest in there of what I actually need to use air conditioning wise. A lot of the vents I'm deleting, and I still don't have power or anything yet, but we're getting there. It's getting there. This thing's freaking awesome. I've got a few mates coming today that I've told this thing's going, and I'm just hanging to share this car with some people, so hopefully we'll be taking some guys for drives a bit later today to let them experience the goodness of the Jag. Just hanging to share this car, like really looking forward to it. All right, All right, I'm going to get this glued and we'll have a look at this stereo. Righto, so here's the hot tip, guys. What I've worked out is, see that there's not quite straight, but then I've put all these little lines all the way along, right? And you don't cut it right to the edge. Leave 2 or 3 mil, which means you won't see it'll wrap around the outside. Then they actually sit quite well. Same as up here. The one I buggered up on was that first one. I cut that there straight. But see on these ones that I didn't do a straight cut. That's not going to matter because it's in under the shifter, but it was a good learning curve to start on. Then that one's there, and then when that overlaps, it actually gives it a nice coverage on that corner. But yeah, so now I'm just going to stick down my felt and yeah, then stick these, just use some contact adhesive, hold that in place and work my way all the way around. But I'm going to pre-cup this one before I start with the glue and make a freaking mess, because we all know there's a mess coming on my brand new shirt too. Look, I've got some long sleeve Kingatow ones with a blower on the back. I'm happy with these. All right, cool, I'm pretty happy. And there's the phone, of course. Righto, so I'm running out of light, but what a nightmare that was. How's this? This is how ridiculous I am, right? So I'm looking for this stuff. I'm looking for the contact adhesive that I bought the other day when I went and bought everything else, right? So couldn't find it. So I jumped in the Jag. It's misfiring a carrot, not misfiring, it's got a carby issue. So I'm wondering whether we go get some of that Sniper EFI, but it's just more money. But anyway, we'll worry about that tomorrow. But anyway, I bought a EB GT body kit just then too while I was out, and these mad wheels. I sold a Honda Civic to a guy and I wanted the wheels back forever, and I got them back. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. I'm absolutely hopeless, as you guys can see. Now, looked everywhere for this stuff, right? Everywhere, through the car, through the truck, through the car that I bought over that day. So I went over to Super Cheap, all the way over to Kingaroy and back, and it took an hour or so. Got back, and then as soon as I got back, I thought, because this is my new toolbox, right? I don't want to get it all messy and shitty, so I'll put this bit of paper down before I use the contact adhesive. I opened this drawer here up, and it was sitting there like that, just sitting there. So I found, as soon as I got back, first thing I done was put that down, open the drawer up, and there's the contact adhesive. So I bought another one. But anyway, just driving me mental. We're starting to lose out of light. But anyway, I've got this together. Okay, so that's what I was trying to achieve today, which was make up these pieces. Now, remember I said I'm putting a little bit of stuff under, because when you push on that, it's just got that little bit of give. Okay, so that covers them up, because that's what we had, which is those stinky ashtrays and stuff. Now, this already had a hole in it. I do have one of these that's a complete one that's got no hole. See, that there's just sitting on there, so that's what's underneath there. And they're just bits of timber that I've worked out, and that covers all those holes up, so that's come up really well. I'm really happy with that. That sits onto there, and that sits onto there. Now, with this car, we've now got a lock-up converter. So when you're driving along in top gear, you flick the switch, it locks it, so it's like in 5th gear in a manual and just direct drive. So I need to put a switch somewhere. So this here sits in the car, how it is there, your hands here on the console. Right there where that hole is a perfect one for a switch. So I've got to decide whether I run that switch there, that black one, like that's got a little light in it, or I've got this one here, which is the black one with no light. It's quite nice, that holds in and out. Or you've got that one there that's got a red light on it. Or that one there is I'm probably going to use for horn button, because it's just just a momentary switch, which means it's only on for a moment and let's go. But that one there is actually a switch that holds in, okay, and the light comes on. But I'm thinking that that one on there would be the best bet, because you don't really, it'll match in. And if you're cruising along, right, and you put things there, lock the converter in, and then you want to, you know, change down, you just flick the switch because your hand will be there anyway. It's actually a perfect spot, I think, for the switch. But I'll run through that with Captain tomorrow. So my next step now for this is get that in. And I also bought a USB thing so you can charge your phone. And it's going to go... I bought that there. I was hoping to get the stereo on that in. So that there is a double USB slot. So on the fascia that goes with the stereo, there is one spot on it. So that's these ones here. This isn't the one I'm going to use because it's dirty. That actually sits on the dash there like that. Okay, so that sits underneath the dash there. Stereo obviously goes in that hole. This one here is for your fan speed, but this one here has nothing because the aircon is actually controlled on the aircon unit that's in the dash. So I'm thinking of putting that in that hole just there. Other than that, there's just like a little Jag emblem that I'd put there. But at least if it's there, it's on the passenger side, so passenger can get to the phone charger and stuff like that without reaching across. If you've got to plug something in, it's easy. So I'm thinking that's going to be my best spot for that. But yeah. Anyway, I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy putting the interior together, getting those last little bits and pieces perfect. And I've actually found one of the, see on the glove box lid, there's the holes in the glove box for where there's supposed to be a little handle, a little chrome handle that goes there, and that's been annoying to me forever, those marks there. But there's actually a standard handle that goes on there, and I've found one. So, and I've got to replace this piece here because I found one good one, and that there's a little bit janky, so I'm going to replace that while I'm at it too. We're getting there, guys. We are getting there, and this car's going to be beautiful, and I'm very happy. While I was over there, I took Shano for a drive. I was pretty happy with that. Then I share the car. He didn't want to drive, but I wanted him to, but you know, yeah. But anyway, bit more of the Jag, a few more videos, got heaps filmed, and I'm actually, this is the first night I'm actually going to start editing. There's other videos that'll come up before this one, but yeah, I'm going to go back and get started on that tonight, and I'm looking forward to sharing more with you guys. So I hope you enjoy it, and mad. All right, let's keep doing this. Righto. Jag's coming along good. We've had an absolute nightmare. The wiring behind the dash is crazy. This here was a fader switch. We thought it was a fan module switch and couldn't work out when we found the wires in behind the doors why it was all earthing out everywhere, but it was running to this switch. So now I'm just off to buy some other speakers because they're the original Jag ones, and they actually go behind there for your rear speakers. The driver's door ones, I don't know if you guys remember, but I made up these covers because there's actually a speaker in behind there. My stereo worked, and it works quite well. It picks up the Bluetooth and the phone quite well. Consoles come up good. I've got to replace that piece. But all in all, the Jag is coming up well. So hopefully by the end of today, I'll have all the door trims and stuff back together. So yeah, just a little update. We'll go from there. Righto, I hope you guys have enjoyed the Jag stuff. The dash is back together enough to show you where I've been heading. Hey, do you know that, you know, this Kingatow emblem, the reason I run that, and I love these shirts so much, is that's actually the drawing I used to do all over my books, and that a blower with a Hillborn scoop anyway on my books when I was a kid at school. But anyway, just a bit of trivia of the car obsession over the years. All right, so I'll show you the rest of this dash back in. So we got her back together. We've got a bit of a light here. So our switch is here. That lights up when the car's running. Okay. B&M shifters in. Our little bits and pieces come up quite well. All the screws are sort of hidden. I still have to straighten this up a little bit, but I'm pretty happy. You'll see our stereo's in and it works quite well. The hands-free's pretty good. I've still got to put my knobs on here. This vent here works. The bottom ones I deleted because they don't work anymore. This is our aircon one. There's a switch that goes in here. I've got to get a little decal for it. I've still got a bit more to do, but for now, what do you guys reckon? That come up quite neat and tidy. I have a GPS speedo and tacho. So moving forward with the Jag, I have the GPS tacho and speedo to modify and go into those gauges. We snapped that rocker going home the other night. I was going back a couple of months now, so I'm buying a set of standard stamped style rockers, right? But they're an offset, so 1.6 I think they are. So what that does is it gives you a little bit more lift or duration. It'll give us more of a cranky cam. So instead of putting a cam in, you can put different rockers on, okay, to give you a bit more lift and duration. Leith will run through that and explain more about buying offset rockers when we put these roller rockers on the engine. But for now, the Jag's coming along well. So I hope you enjoyed the Jag stuff. I enjoy doing the trimming stuff. It's come up quite well. But we've got more videos coming, guys. So see you.